Hello students, my name is Dr. Shaheen Ahmed. Welcome to the class 10th chemistry, chapter 1, chemical reactions and chemical equations. Before starting this chapter, first of all I will explain you the difference between the chemical change and physical change which you have studied in the middle classes. So what is the difference between a physical change and chemical change? Physical change is a change in which no new substance is formed. Only there may be the change in the state of the substance. For example, ice converting into the water. When the ice converts into the water, then only there is a change in the state. No new substance is formed. In the ice, water is there, and water itself is a water. Second example, that water converts into the vapors. That is also a physical change, because in this also no new substance is formed. So we are not going to study here about the physical change. We will study here the chemical change. And what is the chemical change? Chemical change is a change in which a new substance is formed with the new properties. Always in the chemical change, there is a formation of a new substance having new properties. For examples, burning of a candle. When the candle burns, some gases they are formed, they are with the new properties. Formation of curd from milk. Curd is a new substance, it is formed from the milk, so we can say it's a chemical change. Rusting of iron. The rusting of iron, that is also the best example of chemical change. So here in this chapter, based on this chemical change, we will study something, and that is the chemical reaction. So how do we define the chemical reaction? See the definition: the change of one or more substance into other substance having different composition and different properties is called a chemical reaction. So what is the meaning of this? The change of one or more substance into the other substance. It means in the chemical change, always there is a change in the substance. One substance converting into other substance with the different properties. That is called a chemical reaction. Now, what are the characteristics of a chemical reaction? There are so many types of characteristics are there. First characteristic, that is the evolution of the gas. What is the meaning of this? There are the different types of reactions are there. When they occur, they produce a gas. So this is one of the characteristic of a chemical reaction, formation of a gas. Best example is, in the equation you see Zn plus H2SO4 give rise to ZnSO4 plus H2. It means the zinc reacting with the sulfuric acid and it forms zinc sulfate and hydrogen. And in this, very clearly it is visible that in the product there is a gas, and that is hydrogen. So this is one of the characteristic. Second characteristics, change of color. Change of color means whenever a chemical reaction occurs, there may be the change in the color from reactant to the product. There are some reactions in which there is a color change. You see that is written. For example, when red lead oxide, LEAD, lead oxide is heated, yellow lead monoxide is formed. Equation 2Pb3O4 give rise to 6PbO plus O2. In this, Pb3O4 that is red in color and PbO that is yellow in color. So there is a change in the color. This is the second characteristics of a chemical reaction. Now third characteristics of a chemical reaction, that is formation of precipitate. What is the meaning of precipitate? Precipitate means actually the presence of some solid particles in the liquid, that is called precipitate. Definition you see, in certain reactions when the solutions of two reagents are mixed, then a precipitate is formed. In the bracket is written, presence of some solid particles in the liquid is called precipitate. The best example that is shown here, AgNO3 plus NaCl give rise to AgCl plus NaNO3. AgNO3 is silver nitrate plus NaCl. NaCl is our common salt, sodium chloride. When they react to each other, then they form a white precipitate of silver chloride. So that is the best example, formation of precipitate. Just like that, So many types of reactions are there. When they occur, they form precipitate. Now, fourth type of reaction, energy change. During a chemical change, energy is either evolved or absorbed. It means there are the so many types of reactions. When they occur, either they produce heat or they absorb heat during the process. On this basis, the chemical reactions, there are two types. First type of reaction, that is called endothermic reactions or heat absorbing reaction. ABSORBING, heat absorbing reactions. Those type of reactions in which heat is absorbed are called endothermic reaction. Example, you see CaCO3 solid plus heat give rise to CaO solid plus CO2 G. G means gas. So in this calcium carbonate, when it is heated, then it absorbs heat and form calcium oxide quicklime and plus carbon dioxide. Calcium carbonate is limestone. It is also called as chuna patthar. And when it is heated in the blast furnaces, then it absorbs the heat and forms CO. CO is called quicklime. It is normal chuna which we are using at our home with the formation of CO2 gas. So why it is so called endothermic reaction or heat absorbing reaction? Because when this process is occurring, it is absorbing the heat. And endothermic reactions always, when we show, then heat we write with the reactant side. So whenever we write the heat with the reactant side, it is understood it is heat absorbing reaction. Now the next you see exothermic reaction. Exothermic reactions are those in which the heat is released. They are also called as heat releasing reactions. For example, calcium oxide, it means chuna, quicklime, normal chuna. When it is put into the water, then it forms calcium hydroxide CaOH whole twice. It is a little mistake. 2 is outside of the bracket. CaOH whole twice plus heat. Slaked lime, that is called bujha chuna. So you might have seen when sometime during the white washing at home, the painter comes that brings the chuna and that put in the water. So when the tuna is put in the water, it produces large amount of heat. So since the heat is being released in this, so this reaction is called exothermic reaction or heat releasing reaction. Now next our topic, that is the chemical equation. What is the meaning of chemical reaction? Just now I told you in the evolution of gas, when the zinc react with sulfuric acid, give rise to, then it forms zinc sulfate and hydrogen gas. In this reaction we can show in two ways, either in the form of word equation or in the form of symbol and chemical formula. One way in the form of word equation like that, zinc ZnIc, zinc plus sulfuric acid SUlPHURic, sulfuric acid give rise to zinc sulfate ZinCSUlPHAT, zinc sulfate plus hydrogen HYDROGEN. So this is word equation, but always we don't show the chemical reaction in this form. We show the reactions in the form of symbol and chemical formula. Zinc symbol is Zn, sulfuric acid symbol is H2SO4, zinc sulfate chemical formula is ZnSO4, and hydrogen is represented as H2. So if we are showing a chemical reaction in the form of symbol and chemical formula, that is called chemical equation. So that is the definition. The method of representing a chemical reaction with the help of symbols and formulae plural of the substances involved in it is known as chemical equation. Example also given. See, Zn plus dilute H2O4 give rise to ZnSO4 plus H2. This is the equation, also known as chemical equation. Next our topic is, how can a chemical equation be more informative? It means whenever when a chemical reaction we show what extra informations we can show in the reaction, that also we need to study to make the equations more informative. First point, by indicating the physical state of the reactant and product. Second, by indicating the heat changes during taking place in the reaction. And the third point, by indicating the conditions under which the reaction takes place. So first point, we will study in detail to indicate the physical state of the reactant and product in an equation. What is the meaning of this? Actually, whenever a chemical reaction we show, then the physical state, whether it is a solid, liquid or gas, we just show and we mention in the reaction so that easily we can get an idea that which substance is solid, which liquid and which gas. For the solid, simply in the bracket we write S, for the liquid simply we write L, and for the gas we write G. But any substance which is in the solution form, then we write AQ. AQ represents aqueous, and aqueous means the reactant or the product that is in the form of solution. You see in the bracket I have written, I am showing you Zn plus H2SO4 give rise to ZnSO4 plus H2. Zn is solid, H2SO4 aqueous, or ZnSO4 aqueous and plus H2, that is gas. Another example you see calcium hydroxide, that is the slaked lime, chuna, lime water also you can say, plus CO2, then it forms CaCO3 plus H2O. Everywhere you see aqueous, gas, solid and liquid. So if we are showing these type of things in the chemical reaction, a chemical reaction can be made more informative. Second, to indicate the heat changes in an equation. This already just now I explained you. On the basis of the heat, the reactions are two types, exothermic reactions and endothermic reaction. Must keep in the mind, for exothermic reaction, always we write the heat with the product side. And for endothermic reactions, always we write the heat with the reactant side. The first example that is given, C plus O2 give rise to CO2 plus heat. This is an example of exothermic reaction. Second, methane. Methane means our compressed natural gas, methane. When it burns in the presence of oxygen, it forms CO2 plus water and plus heat. That is also an example of exothermic reaction. Third example, glucose. Glucose means our food material which goes inside our body. Glucose, when burns in the presence of oxygen, then also it releases heat. And in the bio you might have studied a process of respiration. So keep in the mind, respiration is also an example of exothermic reaction. It is given downside. You see, respiration is an exothermic process. Second type, it is given those reactions in which the heat is absorbed are known as endothermic reaction. So just now I told you that endothermic reactions are those in which the heat is written with the reactant side. N2 plus O2 plus heat give rise to 2NO. CaCO3 plus heat give rise to CO plus CO2. That is also an example of endothermic reaction. Third type of information, what is that? To indicate the conditions under which the reaction take place. What is the meaning of this? Actually, whenever a chemical reaction occurs, it needs certain temperature, certain pressure, certain chemicals, some catalyst. So that also we can mention with the equation, chemical equation, so that the equations can be made more informative. The first example, 2KClO3 give rise to. Upside you see triangle is given. Triangle means heat, and downside there is a chemical MnO2, manganese dioxide. Presence of this chemical that is necessary for this reaction to occur. If these things you will not put in the chemical reaction, reaction will not occur. So if we are showing this MnO2 with the equation can be made more informative. Next example, carbon monoxide plus hydrogen. You see the condition, 300 atmospheric pressure, 300 degrees Celsius in the presence of zinc oxide and CrO3 chromium oxide plus methanol. So these are the conditions for this reaction to occur. And one more example, that is the example of photosynthesis. From primary classes onwards you have been learning this process of photosynthesis, and what is happening in this, carbon dioxide reacts with the water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, it forms glucose and oxygen. So, what are the conditions under which the reaction occurs? And that is the sunlight and chlorophyll. It means if we are mentioning the sunlight and chlorophyll, the equation can be made more informative and we can get an idea easily about the reaction. That presence of sunlight and presence of chlorophyll both are necessary for this reaction to occur. So thank you guys. This is our first session of the chapter 1 class 10, and very soon I will come to you and I will take the next session of this chapter. Thank you.